people is a dream come true and an honor.
No more of your tricks. I'm taking Top Slayer today.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Top Slayer away.
Yeah, I saw the movies growing up. My earliest memories of it would be my dad used to read me and my sister the books. We would kind of like close the book every night and be like, oh my God, because it's such an amazing world. And that's something I think that's translated really beautifully onto screen, and just kind of the world of Berk and the characters. So I remember that very fondly, but I also went and saw them in cinemas when they all first came out. So to be part of it now is very surreal, because my child self is kind of screaming internally constantly. If my younger self had known that one day I would be a version of what I was seeing on screen, I would have died. I can't even describe how thrilled I would have been.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who's so born to run and be on a film set. What she brings to Astrid is this sort of effortless cool that sort of just comes through, and there's no trying, it just is. I've learned so much from working with Nico, watching her work, watching her communicate on a set, watching her communicate with producers and directors, and hold her own and be able to hold her space, be generous for others, and be playful whilst being focused. And she's got that star quality that seems that she was like born to do this.
Dragon fans can expect from this film dragons. There's lots of lovely dragons. There's Gerard Butler, what's not to love, Mason Thames and Nico Parker, and their blossoming on-set relationship.
Toothless is. So we want to put the audience experientially in Hiccup's seat as he pilots or co-pilots Toothless. And we're pushing ourselves to do flying in a way that hasn't really been seen before.
He is this towering, physically imposing figure with such a commanding presence, and he's smart, he has a sharp wit, and he's quick to temper. But more than anything, he is about, with all that wildness, he is a man who is about the book, about upholding the traditions and the values and the customs of the tribe. He fiercely protects them and their way of life. And that's hugely important to him. He also has a son who is such a deep-seated love for his son, and that kind of tears him apart because his son is not really who he wanted him to be.
He wants to be a Viking, he wants to fit in, but it's just not who he is. I related to Hiccup, so can a lot of other people. I related to him so much, being different and just accepting it, and that's what makes you cool. He wants to make his father proud, and that's what he wants so bad, but he just can't seem to do it, and just kind of lets everybody down. So that's one of the things we explored a lot was, how would somebody cope with that? And Hiccup's response is, humor, throw a joke at it, make fun of himself. It's, what Hiccup does, it's who he is. So getting to do that was a lot of fun.
It's not that common that with a massive live action like this that you kind of get to be in the actual space, but the fact that we have seen the most kind of hyper-realistic version of Berk that we could is insane. Going into the arena for the first time, I remember Dean was like, when we were shooting this like massive wide of us stepping in, and it's so vast and amazing, and I remember Dean being like, really like amp up how cool this is, and walking in, and we were like, we don't need to do that, it's really cool. It's the exact same thing for the village, because you go in and just immediately you're actually in it. As an actor, it's the dream.
To be able to watch it on the big screen and see these dragons and characters that you love come to life, and being able to just be like, oh yeah, it's the same energy and it's the same vibe from the animations, just put into a world that is real, that is raw, that is chaotic, and it's just so amazing.
Nathan as Hiccup is so perfect. I'm so angry that someone that age can be so good. He's so talented, he's so funny, he's so brilliant as Hiccup, and it's just amazing seeing him like say, we'll be having like a silly joke or doing something like that, the camera rolls and he's Hiccup immediately. And I think because we've all got very close, we're so excited for him. Like I remember there was one scene that we were doing where he has to say like a very cool line, which is I think he just says like, follow me, or something like that. But every time he did it, we'd all be like, oh, just because it looked so, he was like proper Hiccup, leading the recruits. Yeah, he's perfect. the most brilliant hiccup that you could possibly imagine, I think.
Ruffnut is the twin sister of Tuffnut, Ruffnut and Tuffnut, and they are these feral kind of gremlin twins. Especially Ruffnut. I've really tried to lean into the feralness of her. So they have this massive, unearned sense of bravado, and it is all just bravado, it's all face. So they've got like, out of 10 of confidence, they've got a 10. Skill level, probably a 2. They fight constantly. They're constantly trying to one-up each other, trying to be the best one, trying to show the other one up. But beneath it all, they really love each other. They will risk their lives for each other and for the people that are important to them. It's that very sibling relationship of like, no one makes fun of my brother but me. So that's been really fun to play.
I would say live action is full of surprises, whereas animation, everything is you're planning it and you're executing it in kind of a glacial pace over the course of many years. But very, very infrequently do you get a chance to improvise and to have spontaneity in the room, except for when you're with actors. That's true of animation, but when you're in live action, it's all about that. It's about the happy surprises that are just present every day.
Natural, raw talent just shines through him. So I was doing these scenes going, oh, wow. I knew he was good and I knew he had to be good to get the role, but then I'm doing these scenes like, oh wow, this gets good. This gets good. If you say, what is the advantage of live action? It's things like that. Getting to see a fresh take on Hiccup with a brilliant actor who can really represent Hiccup. And we get that coming of age story. We get his challenges. We get his cockiness and humor and his oddball kind of weirdness, but still trying his best to, how you, like you say, how does Hiccup fit in this tribe? And how does he become cool in front of his friends? But how does he also stick to who he thinks he is and what he knows he has to offer? How does he do that in the eyes of his father, who he really wants to please?
They have these speakers so they can talk to everybody, and they put on Test Drive, and the music started playing, and everything just changed. I mean, like, the old action, the song was playing, and I was on the dragon, and that moment was so special and so magical. I mean, you're on a crazy dragon, and the mechanism, the gimbal of it is so advanced and sometimes kind of scary, but it's really cool. Yeah.
He's so knowledgeable of the world of Berk, and it really is, you can kind of go to him with any question about any of it and he knows, and there's something so brilliant about having the person at the helm of the ship, so to speak, be so tapped into it. And it really feels like everything that he does and every decision that's made is just so abundantly filled with love and care towards the original and towards the characters and authentic to what it is, and it kind of bleeds into every facet of our work and the work from the crew and everyone around us. So he's been so amazing to work with, and he also is just like ridiculously lovely.
We reimagined Toothless as kind of a ghost in the Viking world. No one had ever seen one. You hear it coming. It has a very distinctive sound, it has a very distinctive attack, and the destruction is always devastating. But the only real glimpse that you get of the dragon is how it blots out stars when it flies across the night sky. We wanted to kind of create this sense of anticipation for what this creature would look like. And then when Hiccup comes across him in the woods, the idea was that he would come across a dragon that's impressive, it's black, it's shiny, it's scaly, it looks really powerful, and yet it's, instead of the other dragons, which are very much based on reptiles.
I would always think, I kind of wish I was actually in those worlds myself, experiencing that, seeing the dragons in this Viking village, in that great hall, on that Viking ship, out going towards the Dragon Island. And now I had the opportunity to do that, to live and breathe Stoic, and to fight those dragons for real, and to look in the eyes of my son and experience so many emotions and feel that so truthfully, and know that that's a whole new How to Train Your Dragon that we're bringing to the world.
Nico is such a sweet person and such an incredible actress, and I don't think I could have done it without her. And I don't even know where to begin. She just has this energy to her. You want to be around her. You want to be her friend. She's so humble, so kind, so caring, and I'm glad to call her a friend. You need to see some really cool dragons do some really cool things. I mean, come on, it's a Night Fury. But no, it's just apart from the dragons and stuff, it's just it's such a heartfelt story and made with so much love and passion. Everybody loves their characters and the story, everybody behind it, all the sets, everything was made with such love. And I think that'll come across on screen.